What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Yakuza Fan Podcast, episode number 20 for January 19th, 2017.
A day late.
No one needed to know that, but thank you, Cal. I'm here with Cal,
But
my lovely co-host.
Of course it's a day late.
No one must know. Cal,
What?
you totally derailed my train of thought. Thank you so much
Well, why don't you tell
jumping into the intro and
sure.
throwing everything off the rails.
I'm sure you want to tell them why we're a day late.
Okay, so we are a day late because we needed to go live with our Yakuza 0 review on both the website and YouTube. So if you guys didn't know, much like I didn't, the Yakuza 0 reviews needed to go live, or went live, this morning at, was it 9 a.m. PT?
Yeah.
Something like that. And, I'll be honest, let me give you guys a little peek behind the scenes here. I thought that this didn't need to be out until next Tuesday. So, of course, I'm still, haven't got all of my thoughts together for a review yet. Which means that last night we had to scurry to get everything put together. Mm-hmm. I think that it went really well. Thank you, Cal. I will say shouts out, Cal. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for helping me. Because, sometimes I need a little help staying focused. And look,
this is the most sugar-coated.
It is. It's a lot nicer than the way you put it. But I will say thank you so much. You've always got my back when it comes to writing stuff.
I think it was something along the lines of, how come you can't manage a simple schedule?
Yeah. You know what? That was the second nicest thing. But you know what? We got it done. I think we got done writing the review at midnight last night?
Yeah.
Now, what time do you think I got done editing my part of the review? Like, I took what you wrote, then I re-edited it with all of my,
right. My review was beautiful.
It was
magnificent.
No. We work as a team. We're a writing team. We're like a mangaka.
Right.
We're a two-man mangaka team where we're putting our own feelings into the paper.
Okay, I think that this review might have gone a little bit smoother if I had played the game and understood what the game actually was.
I'll be honest. It works. Our writing style works a lot better when I dictate at you, and then you take what I'm saying and make it good. Make it make sense. And then I come back later, and anything that I feel like you missed...
You need to come back later and ruin it again.
Yes, exactly. I walk in... I walk in... It's like I give you like a tree, and then there's tree... This is a great analogy. That tree blooms. Like, the trees bloom. And then then come the autumn. All of the leaves fall to the ground. Mm-hmm. And then you take my tree leaves, and you put them all into a nice pile. Everything looks great. And I'm like, no. And I walk in with a leaf blower. And I fixed the review. This analogy is going really well so far.
Okay, does everybody see why I have to do what I do now?
So all I'm trying to say, Cal, is thank you so much. I think I was done.
You should appreciate me not murdering you.
I do, every day. So I finished editing the review at... I think it was 1. Uh-huh. Like, just going back and adding more and more. Because it was
long enough.
It was already long enough. It's like a 10-minute review. Ours is one of the longest videos out there. And I feel like one of the best. We break down some of the systems.
Not one of the best.
No. There's a lot of reviews out there.
The best.
So, yeah, we break down the systems. I was done editing at 1. Mm-hmm. And then I had to record. That took about 45 minutes. Because I can't trip over. My mouth cannot get around.
Case in point.
My mouth cannot get around all your fancy words. So it took a couple of takes. That's okay. And then I was editing video until 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
There was one part where I was still capturing footage, and I'm pretty sure I dozed off for 30 seconds. I was running down Tenkaichi Street, and then I woke up in the middle of a battle. And I don't remember how I got from point A to point B, but I won the battle. I made it to the karaoke parlor. Everything went great. But it was a rough night. Eventually I was all done. It got so hot and muggy in here. Like, I'm just soaked with sweat and just tired. Oh, it was a mess.
You're terrible at designating stuff. Like, I could have been capturing footage, but instead you were just...
I think you mean delegating stuff.
Oh, that too.
Right.
I'm tired. Yeah. Writing is for paper.
Yeah.
Talking is words.
Yes, you're correct. Talking is words.
I built a turkey.
Yeah. Jeez. So the review is up.
Yeah.
We've got we've got a nice written review and we've got the video review. They're exactly the same. So if you couldn't be bothered reading, like if you read faster than then you watch a video.
If you're a ready person or a watchy person.
Exactly. We try to put out the same review in video as we do on paper.
Yeah.
And I think that works really well because...
SEO
for one. And two, I know people that just don't want to bother reading. Either they're... maybe English isn't their first language.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to have the visual to go along with it.
People like videos now.
Yeah, exactly. Video is... I find that whenever you put out an article, it just kind of goes out to die. Like, don't get me wrong, Yakuza Fan does fairly well traffic-wise, but I find that having the videos always help punctuate the article.
And I'm the opposite. I like to read because usually I'm in public or I'm not in a good place to watch a video. So I prefer to just skim an article.
Yeah. But, I mean, we're from the generation where newspapers used to
old.
exist. Yeah. You work in a library. Well, I mean...
I like reading.
You cannot get any more well-read than working in the library.
I don't read anything, though. It's really embarrassing. I keep getting in trouble.
So if someone walks in and says, hey, what's good? You just shrug. I don't know.
My boss has a sign on the wall of all of her favorite books. I just point them to that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Or you know what else I do? This is my great trick. I pretend like I'm looking stuff up on the computer, but I actually go on Amazon and look at like the best sellers.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad idea. That's an excellent transition as well into, as of today, as of right now, the number one best-selling game currently that's up for pre-order on Amazon is Yakuza 0. And that's in the UK, that's in the US, that's in Canada here.
Really, it's every Amazon.
Yeah, it's every Amazon as of right now has Yakuza 0 as the number one game.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a Yakuza game get that high on a list. Especially like...
It has no competition though, really.
Neo comes out.
Oh.
Neo is hugely anticipated. But
nobody cares.
No.
Yakuza 0.
But I don't think I've ever seen the outcry of support ever with the series than we've seen with 0. There's so many people coming out of the woodwork with reviews. Like,
yeah.
When 5 came out, it was like maybe 5 outlets reviewed it because it was PlayStation 3. No one gave a shit.
Well, yeah, the people who were already invested in the series mostly.
Exactly. But like the first review I saw today was Jim Sterling's review.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's one of those guys that I really respect. I love what he does with the Jimquisition and calling people out on their bullshit. So to see like someone like that actually take an interest, it was the first time I was like, oh, people actually care this time.
Yeah, people are noticing.
Yeah. And so then I start looking at all the other reviews that are coming out today. And it's like Easy Allies has their video review
that's
up.
expected, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. They've always been big supporters. And then you see Polygon, IGN.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. They've done, IGN specifically have done them in the past. But to see them all happen at once.
Yeah.
It's
everybody made it, like,
so
made the
bizarre.
embargo date and everything.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times with these games, they'll just put the review up whenever. They don't care.
And they don't make a big deal about it. That's the thing that I find is when these reviews go live, they're usually low-key events. Here's a Yakuza 5 review, whatever.
Yeah.
Read it if you want.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, I feel like there's such a positive buzz around the series. And I've never seen that from the mainstream media.
Well, like, one thing I noticed, though, about some of there was one review headline that really stuck with me, and it was... Yakuza 0 is so much more than getting a live chicken to manage your real estate or something like that.
Okay.
Which I thought was really interesting because we obviously know Lenny's tweet went viral.
Yep.
And if you haven't seen that, go check it out. What is his Twitter, Lenny?
I don't know.
Reviews, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Lenny Reviews. Shouts out Lenny. You're a cool guy. I think he's a backer, right?
Yes, he is.
He's a cool guy. I like Lenny. Shouts out Lenny.
He was on our spoiler cast. If you guys listen to that.
Oh, he was too. Jeez.
But
keep in mind, guys, I have no memory. I want to again point out that we were recording the night that I finished that video. So I went to bed at 5:30 in the morning, and then I woke up at
7:30.
About 7:30. Like, I know because Cal woke me up and was super mad that I was staying awake all night to edit a review.
Yes, because you could have done it, like, all week.
I know.
Anyway,
you
I had a
so
point.
mad at me today.
I was making a point here.
Okay, make your point.
And that is, You've completely derailed.
How does it feel?
It's that it's become more in the public eye. Like, people are seeing some of the fandom that goes alongside with the game, and they're saying that this game, you saw this viral tweet, and now there is more to this game, and it's all of these great things all together.
I think we mentioned it in the review, or I went back and edited it in, and I said that this time the game feels way more zany than previous entries. And I've got to say, I think that's...
Which for Yakuza is crazy.
Yeah, there are some wild sub-stories. Go look... If no one's played the Be My Baby sub-story from Yakuza 2, go check that out. It is insane. Just Google Be My Baby Yakuza 2. We'll wait for you. Welcome back. How freaking crazy was that sub-story? So there are just some wild sub-stories. But I feel like the localization team this time around... and it's got to be the localization, right? I don't remember them being this silly. Everything is so bizarre.
I mean, I think that this was in... I mean, it has to have been in the game. A lot of it.
Yeah.
You've got the chicken is a great example because it's got that stare down with Kiryu. Yeah. And stuff like that. That is definitely in the game. But the name, like Nugget, it's obviously a translation.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's necessary.
It works. It's so... I find that this game is so much funnier than the previous entries in the series. And I don't know whether it's just the tone of the game or whether it's the localization. And from what I can tell, I think it's the localization. Like, I give localization a lot of shit, especially when they change stuff.
Yes.
But honestly, they've done such an amazing job.
But they're changing, they're not censoring. I think that's the difference.
Yes, like they're little changes. They're little changes that make things work a little bit better in the West.
But it makes me wonder if they're just taking what the Japanese game had and actually translating it rather than or actually localizing it rather than just doing a direct translation. I think a lot of maybe the humor is lost in translation.
I think some of it might be, but again, it's always going to hit harder when it's delivered in a Western way to a Western audience.
But that's what I'm saying. There was a joke here, but it's a very Japanese joke.
It's gone now.
Instead of translating the joke directly, let's make a Western joke.
Okay.
That will appeal to everybody. And they have a good sense of humor. Whoever worked on this team.
It works. Whatever they're doing over there, if they keep the same level of quality through all of their products from now on. Like, Yakuza 0, I mean, spoilers, but I gave it a 5. That is the highest reviewed game, that's the highest score I've ever given a game. And personally, I don't usually give games, perfect.
Yeah.
Yakuza 0 for me was that perfect game. It was the culmination of 10 years of experience in a story that I cared about. It had all of the subsystems driving the main content home. I don't know, man. It is just... For me, that's what I want out of a video game.
Yeah.
It's every single thing that I could have wanted, I got out of Yakuza 0. And I'm just... There was a time when I was playing it, sorry, just to finish up here, where I was just thinking to myself, I've got to give this a 5. I was 30 hours in. I decided this halfway through the game. I'm like, unless this game totally shits the bed, this is a 5. I don't know what else I could give this. I've been sitting here for hours with a big grin on my face. And every time I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about going back and putting more time into it.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. I'm such a one and done kind of person when it comes to video games. I play the game, I beat it, and I move on. And it's games that I love and spend a lot of time with, I tend to feel really sad when they're over. I want to spend more time with you, but I can't.
Sad is an understatement.
Yeah, I get bummed out. I get a little bit...
This is actually a really common thing.
Is it?
Yeah, for gamers,
to have that melancholy, that post-adventure melancholy.
There's a name for it. I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You're not alone.
Okay, because I get that so bad when I'm done games that I spend a lot of time with.
Leave a comment if you also feel this way.
Yeah, I'm honestly
if you can remember what it's called.
Yeah, I'm honestly interested to know. Does anyone feel that melancholy when they beat in a game that they love? It happened to me when I played a Nier. When I was done with Nier, or with Dark Souls, or with Metal Gear Solid, and I was just done, and I didn't know what else to do, and I take a break from games, and don't know what to do with myself. I don't. Nothing scratches that itch that I was getting scratched by playing.
Here, can I say something?
Go, please.
Urban Dictionary actually has an entry for post-video game depression.
Really?
Yeah, the emptiness you feel inside yourself when you complete the main storyline / campaign of a magnificent game, such as The Last of Us, any of the Uncharted installments. These are bad examples.
Yeah.
And have a brief period of depression where you seem to have no reason to move on with your life. There you go.
That could have been written about me.
Yeah. Replace the examples.
Yeah, exactly. Just put a picture of me under the examples. What the hell did I say? It's okay. So, yeah, I always tend to feel like that when I'm done big epic adventures. Yeah. Persona was one that got me really bad.
Yes.
I really wanted to spend more time in this world, but once you beat those games, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. Bloodborne?
Bloodborne was a bad one for me, because, oh man, give me Bloodborne 2. That's what I need. Right now, I need Bloodborne 2. But Yakuza 0 has that... You beat the main game, you load either right back into Premium Adventure and go finish everything else.
And there's so much.
There is fucking tons to do. Like, I am not joking. I've spent at this point, I think, 50 hours with the game, and I have seen maybe 25% of what it has to offer. I haven't even beat all the sub-stories yet.
Yeah.
I haven't even found all the social link conversational shit. Like, holy crap. I'm going to be playing this game for ages. Like,
yeah.
I've got to get this wrapped up before Persona 5 comes out.
I honestly... Don't even talk to me about Persona 5. Like,
Persona 5 is going to be like...
I don't even know how we're going to review that.
Persona 5 is going to be that game that we play until Kiwami comes out, I think. Because
I'm getting a Switch. I'm going to have Zelda. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these games.
Okay, here's the plan. You play Zelda on your Switch on the handheld.
Yeah.
I will grind Personas in Persona 5.
I wish Persona 5 was on the handheld because I'm only playing Zelda on the TV. Switch's handheld is never happening with me.
You can kiss my ass. I'm playing Persona on the TV.
Fight me.
I will fight you and I'll win. I'm way bigger. I'm just so pleased. I can't believe the show of support. Like, I've been retweeting articles all day, seeing, as I said, people come out of the woodwork just to say how much they love this game and how much they didn't expect this game to do what it does. Like, there's just so many things that happen in it that are subverting expectations. People look at the Yakuza games and they think, oh, that's just GTA. Or
Japanese GTA.
Oh, yeah, or it's Sleeping Dogs. It's Japanese Sleeping Dogs. And it's like, no, that's nothing like what the Yakuza series is.
Well, that's why I kind of commented on the chicken sub-story, because that people seeing that made them go, what?
Yeah.
What is this game? I thought I knew what this game was, and I don't.
Yeah. It is the best example that I can think of Yakuza's quirkiness.
Yeah. That's why I included it on purpose in our review.
There is one sub-story that I've fallen in love with, and it's you have to help a 10-year-old kid buy a porno magazine.
Yes.
And
didn't we talk about this last week?
I don't know if we did, but it goes into this... I'm just going to say it again. It goes into like a weird stealth game where you have to sneak past people so you can get to the porn vending machine. I couldn't believe it. Oh...
It's very 80s.
Yeah. This is the 80s. You can buy a 10-year-old a porno. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean...
the poor kid doesn't have the internet.
He would... That's just it. Like, Kiryu's like, oh, I can't break my promise to this child. I have to buy him the porn. I don't want to, but I have to be a man, and I can't let this kid down.
Yeah, I don't want him to lose his faith in adults.
Yeah, I don't want him to know that the world is an awful place, so I'm going to buy him this porno.
But going back, I was going to say before you kept talking, with our review, there was a bit that I wrote that was cut, which was my criticism for the graphics. Which apparently, according to the Yakuza forums, is a heated debate. But I personally get really annoyed with frame rate dips and screen tearing. Yeah. And that's something that Yakuza 0 does a lot.
Maybe. I'm at the point now where I don't even notice it. I've become so acclimatized to it.
But I don't get acclimatized to it. Same with like jaggedy edges around things like the anti-aliasing messing up.
Okay.
That drives me bananas, like when it slides across.
The best example of this, go play the intro cutscene for Majima's chapter in Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
There's a guy playing a cello, and the strings on the cello are just jagged edges. Like they're fishing line rendered individually.
Yeah.
And it's so jaggedy and crappy
Is
looking.
it got the little light that slides down them? Yeah, that drives me absolutely crazy. And I don't know. Like, every game that does it, I notice every time that happens. So I personally would have preferred them to drop it down to 30 frames a second and lock it and get rid of some of that screen tearing.
I think that's down to the engine. I think the screen tearing is one thing that would have been helped by dropping it down.
Yeah.
But then again,
I can forgive a frame rate dip when things are busy. I mean, I've been playing Pokemon. You should see the frame rate dips. But I really don't like it when the screen tears. That's not necessary in video games anymore. Not at the amount that it does it.
Again, I'm so acclimatized to it now, I don't even notice it. It was annoying to start with, but I mean, I'm planning to spend 100 hours plus with Yakuza 0, and I'm at the point now where I don't notice it, and it doesn't matter because I know it's happening in my weird lizard brain here. I know that this is a thing that is probably bugging people, but it doesn't bug me. I'm at that point.
But it doesn't affect the review score of mine. Like it is just screen tearing. It doesn't make the game unplayable. It doesn't affect. It annoys me, but a lot of things annoy me.
Again, I didn't. After a while, I didn't even notice it. So
maybe I don't know.
We're playing it on a Pro, so I will say it is a little disappointing that it happens on a PlayStation Pro, but the game isn't optimized.
Yeah,
and I'd be honestly curious if you took it onto a regular PlayStation, whether that frame rate would lock.
Right.
Because everyone knows that the Pro has weird issues when it comes to delegating its RAM.
Right, but
for non-optimized games, I should say.
Whilst I agree with you that that's a possibility, it shouldn't matter because the game is coming out now after the PlayStation Pro is out, and regardless of whether or not it came out 2 years ago in Japan, it's out here now. So if it's not optimized, that's a problem.
Again,
it's something to criticize.
Again, I'm just happy to have it.
Agreed.
I don't expect anything more than what I got. I don't expect it to I've been playing Yakuza 6.
Yeah.
And I don't expect 0 to be 6. I expect 0 to be the next step after Ishin.
Me
and
too.
It is.
It is. It's good. And I think that graphically the game's pretty decent. It looks fine. It's just those issues. Mm-hmm. But it is a 2-year-old game, and for us, we're all just happy it came out.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's amazing. Yeah. It's out here, and we love it. But for the general population, this game is going to lose points just because it is 2 years old, and people aren't going to forgive it for it.
Like, go and look at some of those reviews.
Yes, but I think those reviews would have been a 10 if the game had been...
I don't know, maybe. I
more polished.
So far, and I think this is kind of stupid, personally, but the most faults that I've seen with the game come down to... either sexualization.
No, that was just polygon.
No, it's not. It's a lot of people. Or
really?
Uncomfortable situations. Like I've seen people. Jim Sterling even pointed out that the buying the kid the porno sub story made me feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Is that the point?
No, it's not the point. The point is it's stupid. Like the point is this is so dumb. And Kiryu is such a weirdo that he would rather do this. But you've got to look at the game and just remember that this is, first of all, it's the 80s.
Yeah.
And second of all, like it does. Nudity and pornography don't have the same connotations they do in Japan as they do in the West.
It also could be a little bit of a different translation. Like, porn magazines in the 80s weren't as graphic necessarily. Or all of them were.
Cal.
There were magazines that were more... I mean, this is this is a lot of just photographs. This isn't like what we think of. When we think of porn, we think of something a little bit more hardcore than... what would have been sold in the newsstands.
Okay, I will give you that.
Or in a vending machine.
Okay, I will give you that. I will say that if not the women in 1980s porn is... Don't get me wrong, it is very much 80s, like the hair, everywhere. It is... Like, I remember growing up with that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Like, finding, like, my dad's old porno mags from the 80s. Like, I remember finding a videotape at one point of some like old orgy porn.
Okay, but videotapes are different than a magazine.
Maybe so, but it is still of that time, right? I mean, I can go online right now and find one, and you can see.
Yes.
Now, the thing that I don't think you understand is the articles that go along with that in porn magazines in the 80s were way more intense with the articles. Like,
were they?
Oh yeah, like it was very much. How do I put it? Like, okay, I think it's Hustler or one of like the big Western mags. They'd have like, you know, oh dear so and so, I can't believe this happened to me. I was at a party and I got wasted and I had a 3-way with 2 chicks.
Right. I know. I'm aware of.
Okay. The 80s articles were like, you know, dear so and so, I was at a party, got wasted, and had a 3-way with my sister and mother. Like, they were way more like intense. Right. So. Yeah, like go and look it up. Like the old articles like that. But even
still, this isn't. But compared to what we're thinking of in modern day, it's still not the same thing. Like what kids have access to now is
it's way more
crazy
intense
by comparison to the 80s of buying a porn mag. Is what I'm arguing.
Yeah,
and I just don't get the. It's a video game. It's a story. Why are you feeling so uncomfortable?
Yeah, I thought that mission was one of the best in the game because it changed the genre. Like, it was a stealth section. I did not... To buy a porno for a 10-year-old. Yeah. That is insane. What other game does that? Like, it's so funny to me when Atlas was getting so much shit for the censoring of Tokyo Mirage sessions.
Yeah.
Because all they did was I believe they aged up the high school kids to be 18.
Yes.
And then they took out the bikini costumes. Which, I mean, I'm going to say it right now, I kind of preferred the new costumes that they added, but I'm more of a fan of cute than I am voluptuous.
Yeah.
And then they go and do this, where there is so much fan service in this game.
Yeah.
So, like, there's like...
But it's all about your market, right?
I know that. It's just... you can see the hand of Nintendo.
Yes.
Telling Atlas what to do with SMT.
But not just that, SMT Cross Fire Emblem was... on Nintendo console, but for teens. Wasn't it rated teen?
I think so, yeah.
Whereas, like, this is for adults. It's a very different market.
Even so. I think that it's... I think that Atlas, when they're allowed to just do what they do, when they're not held to any other responsibility, they do such a good job. Mm-hmm. Persona is such a great example of that. We're going all in. All the weird... shit is going in the game.
Yeah, like, nothing's getting cut, nothing's getting censored. This is your game.
I think that Sega buying Atlas and putting them in charge of like localization and marketing was the best move they ever made.
Yeah, well, clearly this has been a wise decision. This game has proven that Atlas knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and they continue to prove that they know what they're doing. I mean, I was saying it earlier today. Like Sega right now, I am more interested in what they're doing than what any other company is doing. Like, I don't give a shit about any other company right now, except for maybe Square with Nier. That's the only other game that's even in my radar that I care about. Except, I mean, Sega's got Shenmue 3 coming out.
Yeah.
There's rumblings of Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. They just launched Daytona 3.
Yeah.
Daytona? Yeah, Daytona.
Yeah, the new Sonic looks amazing.
Sonic Mania looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, holy man.
And see, I'm excited for Nintendo, so this is kind of cool for me because it's like Nintendo and Sega are the two companies I care about right now.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt like I cared about them since like late 90s.
Yeah, that's fair. I grew up with my Mega Drive, so I'll always be a Sega kid at heart.
So did I, though. I didn't get a Nintendo console till 64.
I suppose. So what did you start with?
The Genesis, same as you.
Golden
Axe and Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. Oh,
Sonic is my jam.
Those kind of Power Rangers on there. Like, those are the kinds of games I used to play.
Yeah. Oh, man, the Genesis was so good. Oh, okay. we can sit here and reminisce at another time. You don't know. Let's do it right now. What was your favorite Mega Drive game?
Probably Sonic. I played more of Sonic 2, but probably Sonic 3 was my favorite.
Really?
I got it for my 4th birthday.
That's fair. Jesus Christ, I feel so old when you say that.
I was so hyped for it too.
Okay, I'm going to say my favorite game to play is probably Sonic 2. Like, that's one of those games I just know inside and out. Like, I played it so much.
Yeah.
I think Sonic 3 is the better game.
Yes.
But Sonic 2 is just so rock solid with what it does. And I just know every intricacy. But I will say shout out to Soleil or Crusader of Senti and Landstalker. I still think that those two games rival The Legend of Zelda, and it's a shame that no one has played them. And of course, Quackshot. Quackshot's just awesome.
Yeah. I didn't have very many games, though. My parents were poor.
Yeah, I don't know how I got so many games.
Because your dad worked for an airline?
I suppose.
He was a mechanic on planes?
Yeah, I know. My dad was a dick.
But he had money for a while.
Yeah. So, oh wow, that was a good little trip down memory lane. I like that.
I honestly, because of my age, I spent more time on the Nintendo 64, though.
Don't get me wrong, I spent an insane amount of time on the 64, but even then, as soon as the Dreamcast came out,
Yeah, I jumped ship too.
Oh, yeah.
I hit the Dreamcast.
Somehow I managed to skip the Saturn. I don't know whether it just wasn't big in Australia, but...
we all didn't even have time to...
I don't even remember it coming out.
No, me either.
I remember the launches of the 64 and the PlayStation, and at some point the Saturn came and went.
Yeah.
And it didn't even enter my consciousness.
I don't even know what year the Saturn came out.
Me either. But I would guess 96.
Oh, well, that would be why I didn't
Probably.
notice. So I got my 64 in 97, I think it was, and then Dreamcast in 99. So there was no room for a Saturn in there.
Yeah, I remember when we went to get the Dreamcast. Our local electronics boutique before they became EB Games.
Okay.
They had a midnight event where were going to have reps from Sega showing off the new generation of technology.
Oh.
And so my brother, my mom, my aunt, we all went to the store at midnight, and we just sat there as the Sega reps showed us all the cool stuff coming to the Dreamcast.
Oh.
And it's not like we didn't have the internet, so we could watch these trailers at any time, but they actually had them hooked up and were showing off, this is Ready to Rumble boxing. This is Soulcalibur.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw Soulcalibur, I was just sold. And I remember there was some woman there, and she was demanding to know whether Sega would continue to support it, because she just bought her son a Sega Saturn.
Oh no.
And she was so mad.
You know what? She was right.
Oh, she was right to be worried. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think about that woman today.
And how mad she must be. With her
6 months after the Dreamcast launch, I wanted to see the look on her face, because there was no games.
This poor woman.
Oh boy.
She lost all faith in Sega.
I know, I've never seen someone so mad about a video game console.
But you know what? Now I understand.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I've been ranting about the Switch all day, so...
Don't even... So did you buy the Dreamcast that night?
We pre-ordered it. It wasn't out yet. It was
this was just an event.
This was just an event to
why
show it
at
off.
midnight?
To show it off.
But why at midnight?
Because it was cool. Because it was Sega. Because the mall needed to close, and their mall closed at 11, so you would show up and wait for about an hour, and then they'd open up just to the doors to go into the mall and the doors into Electronics Boutique.
But why not just do it at a normal time?
Because they wanted to get the super fans in. They wanted to get the people who were going to come in, see the Dreamcast, and be so hype about it that they went and told all their friends to go buy one.
But why not just have everybody see it when they come in? Do it all day.
Because they don't want that. They want the hardcore people to come in, because they're going to be the people who go and sell. Could you imagine how...
Okay, but if it was Dreamcast there all day, and then the hardcore fans will still come.
No, because if you walk into a store and it's an event, and it's an exclusive thing that you did at midnight, and then I went to school the next day, and I told everyone who would listen, oh man, I was at EB Games, I was at Electronics Boutique at midnight, and I saw the new SEGA system. Okay, this is a question that I have, and I really want to know this. You guys let me know in the comments below. When you were growing up, did anyone call it SEGA, or was it always Sega? I think in Australia, for the longest time, everybody said Sega. And even the intro screen of every single Sega game where it says Sega, everyone swears up and down that in Australia they said Sega. And I've gone back and I've pulled out PAL games and I've re-listened to that intro, and
it's exactly the same.
It's the same goddamn clip. But I know what I heard.
But you were wrong.
At one point, everyone was saying Sega.
And we argued about this quite thoroughly.
Oh, this has been an ongoing issue that we have had for years.
But Japan has settled it because Japan says Sega.
Yes, Japan says Sega. I remember...
Thank you, Samba de Amigo.
I remember at one time you were so mad at me about this argument
that
you emailed Sega to ask them to clarify how to pronounce their name.
Yes.
And they responded.
Yes, I have an email from Sega.
You know what you should do is print that out and get it framed.
Just to remind you that you're wrong every day.
Just because it's fucking hilarious.
It is.
It's
I
so
love
funny.
that somebody was paid to reply to this email.
Yeah.
But it was a necessary email. Shouts out to the Sega rep of 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Who clarified and won me an argument. We are a little bit off topic.
You know what? Everyone's going to forgive us because it's Sega talk.
It is.
Who doesn't love Sega? If you don't like Sega, get out of here. Leave a thumbs up and then leave.
Yeah, leave. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was worried.
Don't
We
worry.
always have thumbs down on the videos. I'm like, well, was that one that Deacon told them to do a thumbs down for something?
Yeah. Thumbs down if Cal is wrong.
I don't know. I hope not. So our Dreamcast story is better. So you went and pre-ordered it and then you got it when it came out. Is that the story?
More or less. And it was like, I think it was nearly $800.
What?
It was like $800 reviews.
Are you serious?
All up, I think the system was $500 Australian dollars.
Oh, then you had to buy VMU.
And then we had to buy we had to buy a controller because it came with one.
Yeah.
2 VMUs. Oh, geez, what else? I think we got a VGA cable at the time. Because,
Okay.
of course, you need the VGA cable. You got to have that pixel perfect quality.
Oh, right.
Okay, you never used the VGA cable, did you?
No.
Okay, you could hook the Dreamcast up to a monitor instead of a TV screen, and if you've never done that, I highly suggest hooking your Dreamcast up to a computer screen.
But like they were the square low quality.
No, not low quality, not compared to the TVs of the time.
But I had a big screen, like flat screen TV.
Okay, you also had a North American screen that had a better refresh rate than Australian TVs.
Oh yeah.
Computer screens in Australia were better than TV screens.
Oh,
And
because
so,
of the different hertz.
Exactly. And so you would plug it into a computer and
you get 50 hertz instead of whatever.
So you get 60 hertz instead of 50.
Right.
And it would run smoother. And it
Which
would,
is what just we got.
It would look awesome. No, I'm telling you right now, if you go and hook it up, because this was just also at the dawn of LCD screens.
Yeah.
So if you did have one, oh man, it's such a difference playing a Dreamcast on a monitor.
Yeah.
Shenmue on a monitor looks so good.
Did the Dreamcast not have an S-video cable though?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever used S-Video in my entire life.
Well, our TV supported it, so I used it a few times. But we had like a big screen TV, like it was huge, that thing, and heavy. Remember?
Yes, I do. I remember having to help you move it when you were younger.
But
you're like, Deacon, I can't pick this up. Move it for me.
We still have an LCD TV upstairs that I can't move. That thing is so heavy.
Yeah, you're like, Deacon, I can't pick this up. Move it for me.
I like the LED TVs with like their stupid light. But yeah, we were okay. The Dreamcast would have come out in like whatever October, November. I can't remember.
Yeah.
We were at Toys R Us on Boxing Day, and we lived in a town where there wasn't any stores. There was no Walmart at the time.
Yeah.
There was only Zellers, which Canadians will know. It's like bad Target. And so we're at Toys R Us, 3 hours away from home, Boxing Day shopping, and there's an announcement on the radio, on the intercom, and they're like, today only, Sega Dreamcast, $199.99.
Oh, that's such a good price.
And my dad turns to me, it's him and I shopping, and he says, do you want a Dreamcast? And I'm like, yes, I want a Dreamcast. How is this question? He's like, let's go.
Did you slap him? Yeah, I want a Dreamcast, old man.
So I'm 9 years old. We walk, and I remember this so well. We walk, we're in a different section. We go to the electronics section. We get our Dreamcast. My parents don't have a lot of money, like I said. So we didn't get a VMU. We got the no-name.
The no-name
memory
VMU
card.
Screen, yeah.
Yes, that constantly lost our save data, but that's another story. Then we bought 2 games. Sonic Adventure, obviously.
As you do, yeah.
And Sega Rally, because my dad said it was going to be his Dreamcast.
That's fair.
And he was going to share it with us or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
So we get home. And again, remember, clarify, 3 hours away.
That sucks.
We find, a couple days we go home. We're so excited to play our Dreamcast. We bring it in.
What did you forget? I need to know.
We plug it in, get it all hooked up, put Sonic in, because I got to play Sonic Adventure, right?
Yeah.
Sonic Kid. And the disc doesn't work.
What happened?
It was just defective.
Oh, that sucks.
So I had to wait. Oh, it had to have been at least a month.
Oh, that sucks.
Before we could go back to the city, replace the game at Toys R Us, and eventually we got it replaced. So I played the demo disc with the first level of Sonic Adventure over and over again. I know that level inside and out now. And like Matt Hoffman, Pro BMX, and House of the Dead.
The only game that makes me nauseous.
And then, of course, Sega Rally. So I played a lot of Sega Rally.
That's a good game.
It is a fantastic racing game. If you like Daytona, like Sega Rally is a great choice. But that was my Dreamcast adventure. So I was disappointed with the Dreamcast from the start.
Let me tell you another story. I want to go back in time to, I think 1995, maybe 96. Okay, stop.
Let's start back in time.
No, you went too far. We're going to go forward in time now. There, okay. 1995. For some reason, I'm in the USA. We've gone on vacation to like Disneyland, and we're doing like the tour of like we went to Disney.
You're so spoiled. Like
no. Again, my dad worked for the airline, so we got this like crazy cheap. Like my dad got like free flights places, and you could only have like you could accumulate a certain amount before you had to start using them, or you would lose them. And so
because you come from a family of 6, like there's 4 kids.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided, hey, let's go do the tour of the US. So we started in Disneyland, then we worked our way. Like, I don't remember, like, my geography skills aren't the best. I remember we went to Disneyland, then we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Then Knott's Berry Farm, I think. And I can't remember the order. It's all a jumble. But the one thing I remember was going into a Walmart. The first time in a Walmart. Like, we don't have Walmart in Australia. So
I remember when Walmart opened in Canada, so I feel
you. So walking inside and just wall-to-wall shit, I go back to the video game sections like, I need to know what is new, because Australia at the time was so far behind. And I remember finding the Sega Dreamcast modem, the one that you could connect online and play with other people. And it's like, I lived in a small town with a shitty dial-up connection. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I wasn't really super tech savvy at the time.
And you were what 10 years old?
Yeah. I give myself a little bit of credit that I worked some shit out here. So I saw this. I was like, this is amazing. I love the internet. Hey, can I get this? It was like $100 US thing. And they're like, okay, you know what? You haven't asked for anything on this trip. You don't have any souvenirs, anything like that. We bought you a hat, and then a gargoyle stole it. That's a story for another time. My hat was stolen by a gargoyle at Disneyland. Okay, we're going to get you this. We bought it. I had it in my hot little hands. We made it to the car. We rented a car. We made it to the car. I just was looking all over the box, and I have a revelation in my mind. How am I going to connect this to the internet? How am I going to plug this in?
Oh, it was powered.
Yeah. It wasn't powered by the system itself. You actually had to physically, plug it in. It was a separate thing.
Yeah.
Then you would then plug into the Mega Drive. Like, there was no world where this was going to work. It was an NTSC product, and all I had was PAL.
Yeah, and with a different power supply.
So I had to be like, look, Mom, thank you so much. I love you so much, but I cannot use this. Can you just take it back and get your money back? I'm so sorry. I felt so bad because it was just, I wasted everybody's time getting this thing, and I was so hyped. And it's like...
Your mom's pretty chill about that kind of stuff, though. I'm sure she wouldn't have been angry with you.
No, she was. I mean, don't get me wrong, she wasn't. She was more mad that the clerk couldn't understand her.
Oh, yes.
When she was trying to, like...
Did she try yelling at him?
Yes. That seemed to work. But
your mom was a delight.
So yeah, I had to take it back, and I was so crestfallen for like the rest of the journey. I was just like,
ruined your trip.
Oh, it ruined it. Like not for the whole thing, but just like I was so excited, and then to go from excited as hell to nothing, and it's through my own fault.
Yeah,
like
there's no one to blame.
Oh
here.
yeah, and I was the one like. I could have just pretended, oh yeah, this is great, this is perfect, let's just bring it home and have a good time. But I'm not going to do that, right? This sucks. And besides, if I take it back now, maybe I'll get something else later that's even better.
Yeah.
Which I did. I got an Animaniacs Greatest Hits cassette tape. We listened to that thing all the way to Vegas. Everyone was so mad. But I tell you now, I can name, in order, in song, all the presidents of the United States.
Yeah, great. Well, that's helpful. Maybe you should have got like a math cassette tape.
No. This was way more useful. You would be amazed at how often I need to name the presidents, the planets.
Yeah, the planets. Everyone should know.
Oh yeah, exactly. But anyway,
it's inaccurate now, though.
I know, but you know what? So that's my weird Sega Mega Drive story. Shouts out US. You guys are cool most of the time.
I think around that same year, I went to the States for the first time and went to Burger King. Was very excited that I got a crown.
I remember we went to the States like a year ago, 2 years ago, and you went to Burger King.
Oh right, there was no crowns.
No, you did. You got a crown.
Were there crowns?
There were crowns. We was a Burger King at the airport. And
yes!
You were mad that they didn't give you a crown with your meal because that's the one thing you wanted. Like, you didn't care about the burger.
You wanted a crown. Breakfast.
Yeah, so they made a special exception and went and got you a crown, and you wore that onto the plane ride home. Yes. Proclaiming yourself king. I forgot about that. It's the most embarrassed I may have ever been.
I figured we were leaving Florida. Who cares?
Oh, boy.
What are they going to do? They're not going to remember me.
Yeah, they won't remember the fucking king that boarded the airplane.
Well, why was I riding coach then, huh? I was hoping for an upgrade.
Yeah, you got to fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
look the part.
So, okay, let's reel this back in. Okay, let's go all the way back in.
I'm hungry for Burger King.
Yeah, me too. Cal, what have you been playing this week? At 45 minutes.
Well, besides the little bit of Yakuza 0 I played to get a turkey for you.
Yeah.
Do you really want to ask this question?
Is it just Pokemon?
No, I didn't play Pokemon this week.
No.
You sure you want to go down this rabbit hole?
You know what? I don't need to.
No. We're here now. I've been playing Pharaoh. Let me tell all you guys about my adventures in ancient Egypt.
Welcome to Totcast 2017.
There we go. So Deacon's learning a lot about Pharaoh. First of all, he didn't understand that there was missions.
I want to die. Send help.
He's learning all about the gods.
No, I've been living in denial.
I already made that joke on Discord. You missed it.
Damn it.
No, just pretty much all I've been playing is Pharaoh, and I've sunk way too much time into it. I haven't got to a point where I'm building pyramids yet. I gotta play more of it, but I've been building these great...
How do you not start Pharaoh with a pyramid?
You have to build it. It goes through time. You start off way ancient Egypt, and you're going through the ages.
Okay, here's my idea for a newer version of Pharaoh.
Okay.
You start off building the pyramids, and you have all of your skills unlocked to you, so you can see all the cool structures you can build. And then you go back in time. Then you have to work your way back to it.
Why? That's worse.
Because all I want to do is build a fucking pyramid and turn it off, and then I'm done, Pharaoh. Goodbye.
No, but it takes like 70 years to build it.
Yeah.
It takes so long.
I know, and you're talking real time. So it's a slow burn of a game.
It's a very slow game. And if you're not familiar with Pharaoh, you might have heard of like Caesar, the Caesar games, like Caesar 3 especially is really popular, came out around the same time, and there's also Zeus. So after I finish Pharaoh, Horizon and I are playing Zeus. We've already planned this.
Okay.
But they're fantastic old Sierra games that...
I love Sierra games.
I'm just so in love. I've loved them ever since I was a kid. I got a box set, I think, when I was like 10.
Yeah.
When these games came out, 9.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually finished them because they're pretty hard. Like, I'm playing on normal difficulty because I'm horrible at video games. And I'm really struggling at times.
That's fair. Sierra, to me, was always about King's Quest. I played so much King's Quest. Oh, wow. Good times.
Yeah. Proving that you're even worse at video games.
I am.
Your game didn't have gameplay.
It's true. Actually, King's Quest is fucking hard. Holy shit. The original King's Quest.
Yeah, because there's thinking involved.
There's so... No.
Oh, is it like rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle?
Yeah, every puzzle is like that. Every single puzzle is like that.
Or the pixel hunt?
No. You don't understand. King's Quest games can be failed. So if you didn't pick up the one item that you needed for the late game dungeon in the beginning, you can get to there and save yourself into a corner. Like
I would be so mad.
In King's Quest 6, you have to go to the underworld, and if you didn't pick up 2 pennies at the start of the game to give to the boatman, you're fucked. That's it. Game over. Start the game over again. Fuck you.
God. That is not enjoyable.
That was the worst. Like
good, clever. Don't get me wrong, but not cool.
King's Quest 6, I think, is my favorite in the series. It's so good. It really it's one of those games that goes places.
Yeah.
Like it fucking again, you go to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
It is really good. But fuck puzzles like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love point and click adventure games, but I never play them because I get so tired of stupid puzzles. Like
try the new King's Quest series on the PlayStation 4. I got that the other day. It's so
I've been meaning to play it.
It's so funny.
Like I was playing Grim Fandango, but it was just making me mad.
Yeah, Grim Fandango is a slow.
I'm a smart person. Like I'm pretty clever.
Quick. Yeah.
But adventure games don't make sense.
You gotta be thinking like the character or like you're in that world.
Like an adventure game protagonist. I finished Monkey Island, and I find the puzzles to be really
inane.
I guess they don't follow any kind of logical path.
Yeah, they're not a logic puzzle. They're just a puzzle.
They're not even a puzzle. They're just an attempt
and a series of weird events that you need to follow.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you been playing anything else?
No, I'm pretty much... I think that's it. But I played something new, so that's exciting.
That is exciting. It's different. I feel weird now. So this week, really, all I've been playing is Yakuza 0. Any time that I get a chance to sit down and play something, it's Yakuza 0, because I've been barreling through that. Every time that I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about playing it.
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean,
I've been meaning to play it now.
Yeah, I've badgered you. I've been showing it off to you so much.
I want to do a Let's Play, but then you're doing a Let's Play.
We're all doing Let's Plays now. It's great. Yakuza 0 is so goddamn good.
I might do it for my side channel.
Why not? Yeah, have I been playing anything else? I don't.
No, you haven't.
So. Yeah, I really haven't. I've got some stuff that I've had sitting there that I want to get back to. Like, I'm still working through SMT Cross Fire Emblem. I'm still working through Shin Megami Tensei 4.
You haven't turned on the Wii U.
Oh, I know that. But SMT 4, every time that I'm taking my kids to dance class, I sit there and I try to play some of it. But I've been so busy writing articles and capturing footage and it has just been a constant struggle to find time the last few weeks. I've just started a new job like last week. It's a lot like my old job.
It is exactly your old job.
It is exactly. But it's just trying to find time to do everything and update the site and update YouTube and write and play. Yeah. And oh man, it's been a rough couple of months. But
I feel you.
It's been so much fun getting into a game again.
Totally into.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the next big one that I'll probably get into is Persona. So, and then it'll be Kiwami, and this year for Japanese games is so good.
Speaking of getting into games,
I
want to announce to everyone that we managed to pre-order a Switch.
Yes, we did.
The colored one, the neon one.
Yes.
I'm super excited.
I'm still apprehensive. I'm super excited about the promise of the Switch. I really like the idea of Breath of the Wild, and I will tell you that latest trailer. I've been really, really, really apprehensive about Breath of the Wild. I thought that it was going to be just a big open world with a big open lifeless world, and I thought that was going to be the game, and that was it. Seeing this new story trailer with voice acting, that blew my fucking mind. Like,
you don't even get your mind blown. You just started playing Zelda this year.
No, but that doesn't mean I haven't kept up with Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't do voice acting.
No, they don't.
The most prominent piece of voice acting I can think of from Nintendo is
Mario.
No, is Peach reading that "Come to the castle, I baked a cake for you."
I just watched a interview with the guy that's been voicing Mario for the past 24 years.
Charles Martinet.
Yeah, something like that.
He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, about his audition and how he got involved with it. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
But so I mean, they've got Mario.
You win.
I guess. Well, I mean, voice acting wise.
Oh, okay. I mean, yes, but still, I'm just saying, it's so weird to see.
But Link isn't voice acted, and that's something. Or Zelda isn't voice acted, and that's something I'm super excited for.
I hope that Link is voice acted, and it's
sucks.
So weird.
Yeah.
I want him to say something that you would never expect Link to say.
Yeah.
Link, thank you so much for coming here. No worries, baby.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'll be happy with whatever they give me, quite honestly. I'm excited for Breath of the Wild. We've had a lot of arguments about the Switch.
Yeah.
And the main argument is whether or not it's worth buying because it has no games coming out for it, basically, quantity-wise. And that, is it going to be like the Wii U where it's not going to be successful?
I'm really worried that it's going to turn into a Wii U.
Right.
I was saying earlier today, I feel like Nintendo, even though the Wii U sold better than the Dreamcast, or better than the Saturn, I feel like the Wii U was Nintendo's Sega Saturn.
The Wii U sold better than the Dreamcast.
I understand that. But
probably sold more than them combined, to be honest.
Probably, but I'm just saying, I really get the sense that the Wii U is Nintendo's Sega Saturn, and unless they can turn it around with the Switch, and based on that conference and their current marketing of all this bullshit gimmicks, I'm so unsold on that concept. I love the handheld stuff. I love the switching between the TV and the handheld. I think that's awesome. I cannot get enough of that. That conference was targeted at such a different demographic that's not me, that it makes me worry that Nintendo doesn't get it still.
But I don't get it because I felt well targeted at that conference. I mean, they showed me a Zelda trailer. They showed me the new Mario. They showed me Splatoon. I don't understand how I was not targeted. 3 of my favorite games were in the trailer. Are coming out this year.
Yes, but then every other game that was shown was I hear that the soccer game from
Yeah.
EA. They got EA at the conference. They flew a guy from EA to Japan to announce a single game that, from what I'm hearing, is actually a port of the PlayStation 3 version.
Okay, but that's not for me. So I don't care about that stuff. All Nintendo needs...
Rayman Origins
I don't
from
care about
Ubisoft
that. I already
is
have
a
that.
5-year-old game.
I know, and I already have it. That's not the point. My point is that I will buy the new Nintendo console.
Skyrim.
I don't play Skyrim. I don't like these games. If I buy a Nintendo console, I never buy it for third-party support. I buy Nintendo for Nintendo. If Nintendo's first-party games look good, I'm going to buy the console, and I'm going to enjoy those games regardless of what else comes out with it. I love my Wii U. I stand by my purchase, and I stand by enjoying it. Now, I have a lot of criticism with it. We don't have enough podcast time for that. But at the end of the day, it plays the Nintendo games I want, and that's all I'm asking for. And I don't understand who's looking at a Nintendo system and going, I can't wait to play third-party games.
Okay, let me rein it back into Yakuza talk for a second.
Yeah.
When Nagoshi showed up at that conference, I lost my mind. I think last week we had our predictions. We were not right about most of them. But the fact that Nagoshi showed up was just like, holy shit. To me, he stole the show. Yeah. And he didn't announce anything.
And he was the best dressed person there, by the way.
Yeah. He can't, like, I didn't see it coming. It's like, now he switched to this person. And fucking Nagoshi is there and he looks like a fucking Yakuza. And he's like, yeah, we as a creator, I'm excited to work on this console, and Sega as a whole is excited to work on this console. Please be excited. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Nagoshi.
We are, but...
So, I want to pose that question to you. Do you think we'll see Yakuza games on the Switch now that Nagoshi himself showed up?
It depends if they keep making Yakuza games.
Okay.
I can see Kiwami getting ported. I mean, obviously Nintendo isn't upset about getting ports to their system. There's got a bunch of old games coming out. Yeah. So I could see Kiwami possibly coming, and maybe Kiwami 2 if that is a thing. Yeah. That comes, or maybe a bundle of the two. Okay. But I don't, unless there's more games that come out, I don't really see a Yakuza game. And
Do you think the Switch is powerful enough to handle the Dragon Engine?
I do, because the Dragon Engine will scale.
I don't. I really don't.
No, the engine will scale. I think that it's not going to look the same that you're going to get on the PS4. But it doesn't need to look the same as long as it is functional. Maybe. Like, the Switch has boasted some pretty decent specs. Like, they are comparable. Yeah. So I don't understand why a game wouldn't run on it. Like, all the Nintendo games look fantastic. True. As long as the game is optimized for the system.
I am very excited to see what it can do. Like, when it's actually in people's hands. Yeah. I'm a little concerned that what we saw was just renders. So
what do you mean?
Like fakes. Like, just bullshots. Like
which games though specifically?
Pick one.
Like 1, 2, 3 Switch. The graphics don't matter.
It's a minigame two. Isn't it 2 on Switch?
1, 2 Switch.
1, 2 Switch. I don't know.
Whatever. That minigame collection, the graphics don't matter. No, that game's for fun. You're looking at your opponent.
But Zelda. Breath of the Wild, I'm really concerned that wasn't running on Switch hardware.
I think it was. Same with Mario. I think that was running on the Switch.
I don't know. Mario especially. Okay, so let's.
Yeah.
Let's reel it back in here because
I do think that if Yakuza branches off, like if the hypothetical Yakuza 7 is set separately from Kiryu's story, which is what is kind of been implied by the team, I could definitely see that being multi-plat, and by multi-plat I mean Switch and PlayStation, possibly PC, but not likely.
Really, you don't think it's going to come to Xbox as well?
Well, how many Xboxes sold in Japan this week? Was it 5?
Yeah, I don't even know if they sell them in Japan anymore.
No, exactly. So, in Japan, these games have never had another home. There's never been another place for them other than the Wii U, which
got 1 and 2 HD.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be talked about because the Wii U was a very poor place for the Yakuza game. It wasn't the right time.
I don't think so. I think it was just an offering that Sega put out there. Let's just... I think it was a case of, we've got these games. Yeah. We've already paid to have them ported to the Wii U. Like, when you port a game like that, it's nothing to then just take the code and put it on another system. And I think that it was just more of a lip service of, hey, what did Sega got to put on the Wii U? Well, we've got Yakuza 1 and 2 HD, and it's low risk. you put it out there. Either it sells really well and makes them want to make more for the system, or it doesn't sell and you've not lost anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but I'm saying we can't use the Yakuza 1 and 2 experience of the Wii U as a comparison for the Switch, because the Switch is being handled and marketed a little bit more different.
I totally agree. Okay, so again, let's rein it back in here because we're...
Once I get Nintendo talking.
Yeah, Nintendo talk is a slippery slope.
Yes.
So...
Like my Metal Gear talk.
I'm just... if you guys have made it this far, I just want to reiterate, we are currently holding a contest on YakuzaFan.com. Oh, yeah. If you head over to YakuzaFan.com/win, we are currently holding a contest to win a copy of Yakuza 0, the business edition.
Ooh.
Kindly provided to us by SEGA themselves.
Yes, and shipped out by SEGA.
The contest is open to North America and Europe. I wish I could open it up worldwide, but as Cal just mentioned, we're not the ones shipping the game, so I'm kind of limited to where I can send it. So if you want to try and win, head over to YakuzaFan.com/win right now, and we've set up a little sub-story-esque contest to get you guys to enter.
So how long do they have to enter?
They have until the launch of Yakuza 0, so the 24th at midnight.
All right.
So go and enter. It's worth it. I was saying on Twitter the other day that 2017 is the year I trick everyone into reading my fanfic, because just trust me. Go and check.
Go and check it out.
Even if you don't want to win it, go and read my fanfic. I put a lot of work into this, damn it, and I've had a lot of good feedback from people. And I'm so happy to show off. Go check it out. Anyone that's been following us for a while knows that our contests are usually a little bit different.
Because we can't draw.
We have no. I mean that is kind of the crux of it. But we've never been the people that can
win.
Not win. Put together something that involves skill.
Yeah.
Like I don't like those kinds of contests where it takes a person, hey, make some cool fan art. The best fan art's going to win.
Or like Nintendo's diorama for Paper Mario.
Oh, that was horseshit.
It was
make the best diorama.
And it was like advertised to kids.
Yeah, and then you see the dioramas and it's like, wow, like some parents...
Next level.
Yeah, like some of them had like moving parts.
Yeah.
Like, you kidding me? Someone like put electronics in a motor in this.
Yeah, and some kid probably worked their heart and soul out to make one of those things. They never stand a chance. And we are that kid. Yeah,
I hate that kind of stuff. So there's a character based in this in my narrative here.
Self-insert?
Yeah, no, it's a narrative. We're going full Westworld with this. So head over to YakuzaFan.com/win and follow the story from there. That was a good talk.
I just like being talked up.
I do. So, what do we got coming up on the site?
Besides the contest, pretty much just Yakuza 0 coverage. It's going to be that until we start covering Kiwami.
Pretty much. So, I think that either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to put together a review roundup where I'm going to go find like the best reviews with some choice quotes and just kind of point you guys at all the cool things that people are saying about the game.
And read some other opinions about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. It is fascinating that the game is getting this well received.
Yeah.
So I really want to point to other people's opinions of it because, I mean, I like reading opinions. I like reading reviews, especially when I agree with them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even ones that I don't agree, they're still scoring the game really high and making some really good points.
Yeah, exactly. So we've also got the 12 Days of Yakuza 0. That's something that I'm working on. That's a bit of a passion project. I just like to show off Yakuza 0 and like some of the weird stuff that's in it because, again, people don't realize the breadth or the depth of the content in this game. They think it's just a storyline run from the start to the end.
Yeah.
And the game is not like that at all. So check back every day up to the launch where we're going to be showing off some of the cooler, more unique stuff in Yakuza 0. Other than that, Cal, do we have anything else coming up?
No. New Fortune of the Dragon will be up in a couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks.
Hopefully. So that's all written, ready to go. I'm just going to record it, edit it, get that one out there. Fascinating stuff as usual. Like
I enjoy writing these.
The stuff that team goes through, I love putting together a Forging the Dragon because it's just everything that they do is astoundingly cool.
Yeah.
Like that Yakuza 1 should not exist. If you haven't checked out that series yet, go to youtube.com/YakuzaFanTV and find our Forging the Dragon series because it is totally worth checking out. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, because the more feedback that I get, and the more Patreon money I get.
Yeah, I was gonna segue into that Forging the Dragon is pretty much made possible by Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. So the more interest I get in that series, the quicker I want to get them out. So.
Yeah. And the more series like that we want to do, pretty much.
Exactly. So,
and speaking of Patreon, we're also in the middle of doing a Yakuza 1 Let's Play. So we're going to be working... That'll be done before Kiwami.
Yes. So I think we're 3 episodes in right now. Yeah. So if you guys have ever wanted to see an original hardware playthrough of Yakuza 1 and cannot get enough of our voices, go to patreon.com/YakuzaFan. Give us $1, and then usually once a week we'll give out an episode of us playing through Yakuza 1. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Usually it's on the more side though. So yeah, please give what you can. It fully supports us. If you guys will notice, there's no ads on the website now, and that again is thanks to Patreon. I'm not going to dwell on this much longer here, but I just want to give thanks to everyone that's helped us and supported us through the new year. It is really appreciated. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, well, it's important to talk about this with the Yakuza 0 hype. And if you know somebody who would be interested in Yakuza 0, tell them about it.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
Yes.
And tell them about Yakuza Fan.
Even if you plan to buy Yakuza so you don't want to enter that contest, enter the contest anyway so that you can give a copy to your friend. Like, I don't care how it gets out there or who I give it to. It's just, I want someone that's going to appreciate it and also pass the word along. Like, I need you guys to promote it. Yakuza 0 is a big deal. It is one of the best in the series. Like, again, my first 5-star review.
Yeah.
That is...
And you are notoriously critical of video games.
Oh, yeah. Like, my Metal Gear Solid review is like...
Let's not talk about that. That is a whole nother show.
It is. It really is. I don't feel like being yelled at for the next hour. So, anyway, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Cal, do you have anything to plug before we get out of here?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, follow me on Twitter at YakFan, and we will talk to you guys next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.